In Parasite, the Kim family lives in a cramped semi-basement apartment where street-level drunks wander past the window and survival is a daily routine. Ki-taek and his wife Chung-suk are out of work, and their adult children Kai-woo and Kai-young are smart, capable, and stuck. They fold pizza boxes for pocket change, chase free Wi-Fi, and joke their way through setbacks because there isn't much else to do. Everything changes when Kai-woo's friend Min-hyuk, a university student from a wealthier world, visits with an offer. He's leaving town and wants Kai-woo to take over his high-paying tutoring job with a rich family. Min-hyuk even brings a scholar's rock, supposedly a symbol of prosperity, as if fate is finally knocking on their door. Kai-woo isn't qualified on paper, but he is quick, observant, and desperate enough to try. With Kyung's help, he creates a convincing fake university document and walks into the modern hilltop home of the Park family. The contrast is almost absurd. Clean lines, open space, sunlight, and money so quiet it barely needs to speak. Mr. Park is a distant corporate type. His wife Yonkyo is friendly but gullible, and their children live in comfort that feels like another planet. Kai-woo charms his way into the job as the daughter Da-hai's English tutor, and when Mrs. Park relaxes around him, he spots an opportunity bigger than one paycheck. Instead of stopping at a single job, Kai-woo brings the rest of his family into the Park household one by one, carefully hiding their connections. First, he pitches a new expert to help the Park's young son Da-song, who has lingering fears and behavior issues. That expert is Kai-young, introduced under a new name as a sophisticated art therapist. She reads the room instantly, uses the Park's anxiety against them, and convinces them she has special insight into their child. Then the Kims take aim at the Park's driver. They engineer a scandal, leaving evidence that makes the driver look untrustworthy, and Ki-taek is hired to replace him. Finally, they target the longtime housekeeper, Moon-gwang. The Kims exploit her vulnerability with a cruel trick, making it seem like she's seriously ill, and Chung-suk is hired to take her place. With all four Kims now employed inside the Park home, they start living a double life, dutiful staff by day and a family quietly enjoying stolen comfort whenever the Parks aren't looking. For the first time, they feel close to stability. They eat the Park's food, lounge in the living room, and pretend the house is theirs when the owners leave. But the illusion is fragile. When the Parks go away for a camping trip, the Kims celebrate too openly until the doorbell rings. Moon-gwang has returned, soaked from the rain, begging to come inside. She claims she left something behind, but once she's allowed in, her real secret spills out. Hidden beneath the house is a concealed bunker, and her husband Joon-ho has been living there in secret for years, hiding from violent debt collectors. The discovery detonates everything. Moon-gwang pleads for mercy, promising silence, but the Kims know the truth can destroy them. The situation turns into a terrifying tug-of-war, threats, bargaining, and desperate scrambling as both families fight to protect their hidden lives. Moon-gwang manages to gain leverage when she records proof that the Kims are related. Just as the standoff peaks, the Parks call to say they're coming home early because the storm ruined their trip. Panic erupts. The Kims force Moon-gwang and Joon-ho back into the bunker, lock them in, and then race to erase every trace of their presence upstairs. The Parks return to their warm house, oblivious to the war happening beneath their feet. The Kims hide in the shadows, trapped under a table, while the Parks relax on the couch, talking casually about their day. But what Ki-taek hears in that darkness cuts deeper than any threat of being caught. The Parks speak about him and his smell, how it lingers, how it's like the subway, how it marks him as someone from a lower world. It's casual disgust, spoken without malice, which somehow makes it worse. Ki-taek lies inches away, silent, absorbing the humiliation. The next morning, the storm has flooded the Kims' neighborhood. They return to their semi-basement apartment to find sewage water pouring in, their belongings ruined, their home destroyed in hours. They spend the night in a crowded gym with other displaced families, then wake up and go right back to work because the Parks are planning a last-minute birthday party for Da-song. The Kims show up exhausted and hollowed out, forced to perform cheerfulness in a house that still feels like it belongs to another species. Meanwhile, below the house, the situation in the bunker has turned desperate. Moon-gwang is badly injured during the earlier struggle, and Joon-ho, half mad from years underground, is consumed by rage and devotion, especially toward Mr. Park, whom he worships as a kind of unreachable benefactor. During the birthday party, the buried violence finally breaks through. Junesei escapes the bunker and attacks, crashing into the bright garden celebration like a nightmare interrupting a dream. In the chaos, he stabs Kai Young, guests scream and scatter, people are trampled, the party becomes a scene of blood and panic. As Ki-taek tries to manage the disaster, Mr. Park's priorities snap into focus. He demands the car keys, obsessed with getting his own family away from danger. When he recoils in disgust at Junsee's smell, the same disgust Ki-taek heard the night before, something in Ki-taek fractures. In a moment that feels both sudden and inevitable, Ki-taek kills Mr. Park and disappears into the confusion. Afterward, the surviving Kims are left with shattered consequences. Kai-woo is badly injured, but he survives. Kai-young is gone. Chung-suk is left to pick up what remains, and Ki-taek vanishes completely. Over time, Kai-woo learns the truth. His father is hiding in the same bunker beneath the park house, surviving alone, sending messages by flickering the lights in Morse code, small signals into the world above, hoping someone will notice. The film ends with Kai-woo imagining a future where he earns enough money to buy the house and free his father, walking up the hill as the new owner, opening the door to let Ki-taek step into daylight. Then the fantasy collapses back into reality. Kai-woo is still in the semi-basement, still staring at the ceiling, still trapped under the weight of what happened. But he clings to the idea anyway, because in a world shaped by class and luck, hope can be the only thing that feels like movement, even when it's painfully out of reach.